Hi, my name is Josh. I want to thank you for coming with me as we move into what is a very difficult, confusing topic for many. It's also one that's been very difficult for many to face. It is the world of human trafficking. I've been a soldier for a long time and I've been very close to this world, having seen it across the world from Afghanistan to Thailand to North America. My goal is to understand it to a deeper degree, as I will soon be serving a mission to fight it myself. I hope to help you understand and also to give you hope for the future. Now, I want to show you something. Pay attention to how it makes you feel. It is my hope that what you feel affects you deeply. What are you feeling? Does this make you scared? Angry? Confused? It did for me too the first time I saw it. Human trafficking is a dark world, and there are major difficulties faced by law enforcement in conducting operations to fight it. Most people don't know how to recognize it, and it's very hard to target and prosecute. Another difficulty is that traffickers are getting better at using technology to mask their crimes. However, law enforcement is starting to receive help from outside the box from everyday, ordinary people. Take a look at this photo. To any normal person, it seems like just a busy train station. See anything interesting here? What about over here? Truth is, unless you're on the ground and know what to look for, it's really hard to see anything. It's not really all that hard to imagine why people think this is too hard to try to fight. So now we ask the big question: what is human trafficking? Basically, to break down this definition, human trafficking requires one to take someone through force, and not by their choice, to either perform a commercial sex act or to subject them to some kind of forced servitude, debt bondage, or slavery. Right now, there are 40 million modern day slaves in the world, to include here in the US. That's the entire population of California. Human trafficking produced over $150 billion last year. Most of the people who are taken are used for labor. Some are used for sex. Of all those taken, those 20% who are end up used for sex produce 2/3 of all trafficking revenue. So now that we know what trafficking is, why is it hard for us to be able to target and have it prosecuted? It is still difficult for me to see this picture, and I've seen it several times. One of the things that's most difficult to face for law enforcement is that trafficking victims are often severely traumatized and can't even help to put away the people who took them. Something else to consider is the fact that these are hidden crimes and often aren't seen by people. This makes it really hard to determine just how many victims and perpetrators there are. One of the most difficult things for prosecutors to deal with are that most victims refuse to testify. Many are from immigrant communities and don't trust the police. Many are undocumented and actually fear being deported. The third difficulty is the fact that criminals are getting very good with technology and masking their crimes, using sites like Facebook and Instagram to track new victims. American youth are actually being lured on many of these sites by skilled traffickers. These traffickers are able to do this without being traced online. There are more slaves today than there ever were when it was legal and visible. So what hope is there to find? What is being done? We find hope in the fact that there are organizations stepping up to do their part and aid law enforcement in finding these people and rescuing them. Organizations like the Exodus Road go into brothels and other places where trafficking happens, collect evidence, and they partner with law enforcement. They partner with local law enforcement and conduct their own investigations, rescuing victims and helping to arrest the perpetrators. Using advanced technology and strategies that are working, they help rescue survivors and get them to places where they can be healed and restored. My final thoughts on this are that yes, it is difficult to define, target, and prosecute human trafficking, but there are those who are stepping up to partner with law enforcement and do their part. This is the hope that we can find, and it allows me to look at this picture a little easier. I hope it does you too.
created using Powtoon.